Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day. This video is going to be a little bit different, and I'm sorry. I have to laugh. It's just too funny. It's going to be one of those videos that's going to make a few of you mad. And I'm okay with that because you need to be mad. You need to wake up. Wokeness is death, essentially, to the people who are woke. You go to the sanctuary states and you go to the sanctuary cities, and now that President Trump and the alliance are taking the illegal aliens out of these cities and out of these states, we're beginning to see a little bit of a pattern here. What is going on? Well, you have presidents who are liberal. You have Congress people who are liberal. You have mayors, and you have local councilmen, and you have all these people who are liberal. They decided, well, we're going to have a sanctuary state, a sanctuary city, a sanctuary this, and a sanctuary that. Now, all of a sudden, out of these sanctuary places, the illegal aliens are leaving. All of a sudden, the city, the town, and even the state is starting to empty out. What happened? Well, here's what happened. They were killing people. The easiest group to kill are the people who are woke. They signed contracts to destroy the American people. It was supposed to be completed by December 31st of 2024. Okay. Unfortunately, they didn't reach their goal, but they certainly took a toll on the sanctuary states and the sanctuary cities. You people who call yourselves woke, you people who are liberal, are just too trusting. You have absolutely no inkling of what's going on. Every time that the news media gets an opportunity to say, did you see that? A conservative church was attacked. 10 people died. Oh, you know why they do that? Because of the fact that everything that's actually happening is happening to the people who are woke. It's happening to the people who are liberal. And that's why when a few 100,000 illegal aliens leave a city, all of a sudden the city looks empty. Before the illegal aliens started coming, the city was full. Then all of a sudden, as they were killing off you people, what happens? Well, they start bringing in the illegals so that it didn't look like it really was. Now President Trump says, well, we're going to take those illegal aliens and we're going to send them back. Now all of a sudden there's nobody in your city. You know why there's nobody in your city? Because most of you have been murdered by the people that you vote for. I can see it. It's as plain as the nose on my face. The people that were running the funeral homes said, oh my goodness, there was a huge increase in people. And I'm sure that there were a whole bunch of bodies that were buried in different places so that you couldn't see it. I'm sure that they got away with it, even though the funeral homes were greatly increased in numbers of people that had to be buried, had to be cremated, had to be gotten rid of. I'm sure that there were people that they just said, well, we're going to put these people in a grave. And I'm sure that there's going to come a time when in a lot of these states they're going to find these graves, and when they start to identify these people, you're going to say, oh, my goodness, I thought that that person had moved away. No, they're just dead and in a grave somewhere with a group of a whole bunch of other bodies. That's what you're going to find. And you don't have to believe me. I don't really care if you do or you don't. Because of the fact that those liberal SOBs that used to control your state, used to control your city, and so on, are going to be taken down. Those people are not going to be allowed to be in Congress anymore. They're not going to be allowed to be presidents and in administrations. They're not going to be allowed to be governors and governor administrations. They're not going to be local councils and mayors and state senators and representatives or any of that kind of thing anymore. And the reason they won't be allowed is because, and I said it a long time ago, the Democrat Party is going to be judged. They have been murdering the American people for a long time. And they knew they didn't need you. They didn't need you, the Democrat, because they had the ability to get Obama elected twice. He wasn't really elected. They had the ability to get Biden elected in 2020. But you want to know something? Biden had run 3 times before that. Okay, 3 times, and he couldn't get 2% of the vote. What makes you think that all of a sudden he got a lot of votes? What makes you really think that? Are you really that stupid? Come on. Wake up, people. Begin to realize that you are in a death knell. And you are actually next on the list. And you better thank God that there are people out there who are awake. And you better thank God that those people have been pushing and pushing and pushing. And you better thank God that when your president on your side of the aisle, President Kennedy, was killed, that there was a group of people in the Pentagon that said, enough is enough. We can't allow this anymore. And it was only about 79 people that were in that initial group. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And eventually it wound up in 6 or 7 countries. And now it's all across the world. And I will tell you that somewhere between 65 and 75% of the world's population is awake. Now, there's people in other countries that are smart enough to say, we want President Trump to be our president too. There was like 35 or 38 countries just from Europe that were at the White House. And those people were asking him to please be their president too, because they need somebody like him. You see, this man has been sent by the Lord, and he has been sent here to save your butt. That's the reason that he's here. And you have to demonstrate against him. You have to be mad at him because you're a never Trumper and you're never going to vote for that guy. And yet there's going to come a day that your life is going to be so good and you're going to look around and there's probably not even going to be any Democrats on the ballot anymore because they won't be able to get anybody that anybody trusts. And maybe the Democrat will get 2 or 3% of the vote in the future. And that's okay, because there's always going to be 2 or 3 or 4% of people that are so stupid it's kind of like, and they can't do anything anyway. I'm sorry, I'm going to make some people mad, and I don't care. You know, the last time I made some people mad, 1 or 2 people went ahead and quit subscribing to my show. They didn't like me anymore. I don't care. I don't care. The fact of the matter is, you either like me or you hate me. But I'm going to tell you I love you, and I want you to have a good day. And a good day always starts with good prayers. And if they reach the throne of God, that's the key. That is the key to everything. No matter what it is you're praying about, if your prayers reach the throne of God, if they reach the heart of God, well, you're going to have a good day, aren't you? And God will answer your petitions. He loves you and He wants you to be happy. You can't be happy around a bunch of liberal politicians that want you dead. Jesus came to bring life and life more abundantly. Satan came to rob, to kill, and to steal. And if there's a whole bunch of you missing in your state and in your city and in your town and in your county, well, you've been voting for the wrong guy. With that said, you just try to have a good day. That's what I want for you. I love you all. Bye-bye.